Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday night. Sorry about that. All right. Volumes. How are you tonight? How is everybody doing tonight on this beautiful Saturday? I've had the windows open all day, and I told Courtney when she came in with Maverick, I'm like, you might want to shut your windows. She goes, they are. She thought I meant in her car. I was like, no, here in the house. So I got two open yet. I might have to close them before we carry on. I don't know.
Leave them open, blow the stank out.
Yeah. So I've been like two nights. Wednesday night. Yeah. What was it? Tuesday night and Wednesday night. I just felt like I was getting sick again. Like the achies, and now I feel like that again. I'm like, is it because of the cool air? Because it's been really cool here today. Nice breeze. I got a really cute picture of Maverick earlier. He was laughing at me. I was saying something and he was laughing. So I got a really good picture of him. Hey E, how you doing? Welcome in. You want to stick around because we got movie quotes coming up. Probably about 4:30 we'll start those. We'll see how many's in the chat. I want to get at least 6 to start the game. Should be a good time. Oh, those clothes over there are Henry's.
Okay.
We're doing good today. I mowed my yard earlier and they motivated me last night. I was watching two guys. I think I mentioned it on my live on YouTube. One is SB Mowing, and he also has power washing. And the other one is, oh, I knew I'd forget it. Midlife. Oh, midlife.
Crisis?
No. Midlife something. He's really nice. You can tell he's a Christian man. He said that's what it's all about, helping your neighbor. And he goes all over his town to help these people with growed up. I mean, it's been years since these houses been mowed, these yards been mowed, and trimming. And he did this one, and he finally came out. He knocked on the door, and he didn't come to the door. And then he came out, and he said, "My wife passed away, and I've been in and out of the hospital, and I couldn't do it." So he goes, "I'm here to do it for free." And he goes, "Well, I appreciate it." And then one of his neighbors came over and said, "I really appreciate you. I used to do this, but my I have stents in my back and I can't do it anymore." And then it took him 2 days to do it. The second day he came over and they gave him a business card and said, "We're going to keep this up. We're going to keep his yard clean." It just, one yard just makes the whole neighborhood look terrible. And last night I was watching the midlife one, and he's a really nice guy. He's in his 40s. And I learned last night he's got three teenage daughters, a son, a 9-year-old son, and him and his wife.
Oh, wow.
So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, he was mowing his yard, and the city gave him permission to, because they wanted to clean this yard up, and hopes to sell this house. It wasn't a bad looking house. I mean, it needed some repairs, like the fascia on the under the eaves and above. It needed some repairs, and probably on the inside. I don't know, but it was a pretty nice looking house. And the yard looked terrible. And so he said the neighbors did mow the front yard, like they took turns or whatever, but he really spiffed it up. And then he's putting mulch down. I'm like, why is he putting mulch down? And as soon as I said that, he goes, "You're going to wonder why I'm putting mulch down." He said the city gave me permission to do this, and they want it to look nice because they want to sell it. And almost all the neighbors but one was thanking him. And this one goes, "What are you doing in my neighborhood?" He goes, do you have permission to be here? He goes, yes, I do. He goes, well, who are you? And he goes, I'm Sean. Didn't tell him his last name. He doesn't have to tell him that, you know. And he goes, well, who are you? And he goes, well, I'm Oscar or something, Otis, I don't know. And then he went away. And then he came back and he goes, who are you? He goes, this is our neighborhood and I'm part of the neighborhood watch and we got neighborhood watch and we don't like any strangers being here. And I'm like, the dude is cleaning up the yard and doing you a favor. And he wouldn't let him go. So he called the cops on him. So he said, all right. And he goes, and he showed the cop the thing, the citation or whatever from the city that gave him permission to be. The city reached out to him about going to clean this house up. And no, not that. Do roll this up. Maybe a little towel. Yeah, but that. So the cops came and the cops he goes, why is he in my neighborhood? The cop said, he has permission to be here. And he did. He had permission from the city. And he said, he's not doing anything illegal. He doesn't have any weapons. He was concerned because he had a tripod and he was filming. Oh. So the guy wasn't happy when the cop left. And
Make you hold your head up.
the cop thanked the guy for mowing the yard. And that took him 2 days.
Okay.
And the second day he came back and he goes, boy, I really underestimated this mulch. Because he cleared this area and it was nothing but dirt. And I'm like, that would look good with some shrubs or even some hostas or something out there. But he goes, well, I made a call and I'm going to get mulch delivered. And I'm like, man, do they have a Lowe's or something out there that DoorDashes mulch? But it was his dad. His dad bought probably 10 more bags of mulch. And his dad helps him a little bit. In fact, that one guy that said he was in and out of the hospital and his wife had passed away, he said he had one more thing. And he said a piece of the fascia, what it was aluminum and it came off. And he said, I got to get white nails and find that piece. Well, that guy had probably already thrown it away because there's a bunch of trash and stuff around his house. And it was probably been up. It probably wouldn't look right. So they went to Lowe's and got a piece of fascia, and his dad, he was up about, I don't know, probably 20 feet up in the air because it was on his second floor part. And he said, oh man, Dad, that looks really good. He goes, his dad goes, do you have a hammer? And he goes, no, I thought you bought a hammer, Dad. He said, no. And he goes, better buy a hammer. So they got a hammer and they got up on his dad. Got up on that big ladder and they fixed it and it did look really nice. And then they bought him 2 patio chairs. And I'm like, he didn't even have to do that. And he did. He bought a rocker and another, like those, like, I want to say plastic chairs, but they were like the heavy plastic, the rocker, and the other one was like an I can't never say that word. The mountains up in
Appalachian.
No, the mountains up in New York, Adirondack, whatever. Those chairs, but they weren't low. They were the hard plastic. So, and they wanted him to come to the door, but he didn't come to the door. And that guy said, "I'm not going to keep knocking if he's sleeping," which he probably was, but. And one house he was doing last night, it had hostas, and I'm like, he has this weed whipper, and it was, some of them have blades on them, some of them have plastic blades, and I think he has one. Some of them have steel blades on them too, and he was just, and I'm like, no, those are hostas, and he left them alone. This house was like a drug house, and these people go in the back and build fires and stuff, and the neighbor goes, I can hear him at night, and I was like, oh my gosh. So this guy cleaned it up, and he has a drone too. It's really cool. And he takes some aerial pictures of the before and afters. That was That was a 2-day job too, and oh man, that was really good. He cleans it up really, and it free, does it for free. So is that SB mowing. He's a young guy, and and then there's one. They said they hadn't did anything to the yard for 10 years, health wise and stuff. Older, well, it was a brother and sister living in the house, and they had a beautiful pool. And this guy, their father, had hand built this smoker grill, the outdoors
Yeah.
brick and everything, and that was all covered up. You couldn't see any of it. And then the neighbor yelled, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And he goes, "I'm cleaning up this yard." And he goes, "Well, I'm glad you're doing it. They aren't able to, and they don't have any neighbors." And he said, "Yeah, I'm just going around the pool." He goes, "There's a pool over there?" So the neighbor didn't even know there was a pool. And she said she had $16,000 of fines built up from code violations. And I'm like, 16,000? I didn't know they could. That one that younger guy did, he said, "Oh, here's a code violation for $600." And he goes, "Oh, here's another one for $900." And I'm like, can't you guys see they're not getting it done? They just keep putting those code violations on there. And I'm like, they should know who owns the house and send it to the owner. Because they did us. We were renting a house, and they sent us a letter. It was the summer. Remember that summer was really dry?
Yeah.
And nothing was growing. The grass wasn't growing, but we had weeds. They're really high. We got a code violation for that. So crazy.
And my former landlord waits till he gets violations before he comes and mows.
Probably. So that was my evening yesterday. I couldn't find any new craft videos.
I watched the Birdcage with my mother-in-law.
What'd she say about it?
She's seen it before, but we were just laughing.
That's a good movie. See, they didn't have any quotes about that one.
Oh, I can throw some in there.
Oh, yeah.
That video I sent you, I saw it and I'm like, I'm just Albert. My anxiety is just Albert.
Oh, I watched this thing.
It's more Puritan tablets.
What are you giving Puritan tablets?
It's the aspirin with the A and the S is scratched off.
Oh, you're genius.
I know. When's you gonna let me audition for your show?
Are you afraid of my hotness?
My Guatemalaness?
Yes, I'm afraid of your hotness. Albert, he's chewing gum.
He can't do that while I'm singing. I don't get it. Maybe you should try some more gum. That's enough, Albert. I used to be young, tall, and beautiful. Now I'm fat and middle-aged.
I made you
short.
Oh, yeah. There was a Scream. I seen this clip other day. It was a Scream that they put in this movie. They weren't going to use it, but they said it was so funny and they had to use it, so they did. So now it's like a running joke. They put it. It's even in Star Wars. When one of the original Star Wars, when one of the stormtroopers, when they're firing at Luke and Leia, they're trying to get across trying to get the doors open, and the stormtroopers come in, and one of them gets shot, and it goes, "Ah!"
Yeah.
They showed several movies. I can't remember what it originated from. I can't. Ronald Reagan quoted a movie in his State of the Union speech.
Of course Reagan would.
It's
Hollywood.
And it was about him from Back to the Future. Something about, I can't believe a movie star is a president or something like that. And he quoted it. He said, I don't know. I can't remember. I watch all those snippets from. I like.
Reagan movie's out.
I know. I want to see it. Tanya and John went and seen it.
We'll go see the Reagan movie and then we'll go see Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Hope you like Italian. Hey, where'd you go?
What's that word he says? And I'm. He does that rant.
Oh, what are your credentials? Well, I attended Juilliard. Survived the Black Plague several times. Had a pretty good time doing that. Not to mention, you're talking to a dead guy here.
I'm glad they brought back Michael Keaton for that role.
Me too. Somebody said he only has like 17 minutes in that movie, and I'm like,
I
so
don't
it's
think-
good enough.
I don't think anybody else could play Beetlejuice.
Nobody.
What do you think, Maverick?
You're looking at yourself.
Oh.
You looking at yourself.
I think I am going to use the facilities while there's nobody in here.
Okay.
Keep them going with some movie quotes, Gordon. I won't take this in there.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of.
Be right back.
Anybody read any good books? I've been on some podcast odysseys here. Listening to my true crime stuff. I found a comedy one that I kind of like. Shout out to Kill Tony in Austin, Texas. Hilarious. I've been listening to this Adam Ray. He does Dr. Phil impression, which is spot on and great. He has a Dr. Phil Live podcast he does that is funny. Go back to work next week. Maternity leave is over. Not looking forward to that. Don't want to leave Mavo. Yeah, I don't want to leave you, Mr. I don't want to leave you and go back to work, but I have to. That's okay. Here she comes, Miss America.
What movie is that from? Sorry.
You keep spitting it out. I'm not giving back to you.
So I hope everybody's having a good Saturday.
I think Mr. Mavo has discovered that he is the baby because he has to be in the center of everything. He won't sit by himself while we eat dinner now. He's got to be in somebody's lap.
What's that? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he won't sit in the glider. He won't even sit with somebody out in the living room while we eat dinner. He's got to be at the table with everyone. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay, you spit it out again. No more. I think we're protesting Dad.
Oh, yeah?
We don't really want to hang out with Dad anymore. Every time we do, we're okay for a little bit, and then we're like, no.
Well, did you see that video I sent you? The babies bond with the mom because they think you're a part of them because you grew them in your body for 9 months.
And I was worried because Todd's the one that got to go do skin to skin with him. I didn't get to.
And then, but they think, what do they say they think about Dad?
That's the first person they recognize outside of themselves.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
and they usually say Dad first because
Yeah.
Mom,
It's mom's a part of them.
yeah.
It's them and the baby, and the mom is not separate to the baby. I might have to go close those other windows.
I don't know. Usually we like chilling with Dad and watching him play video games. The last couple days, he doesn't. My mom has to come in and rescue him.
Video games.
Yeah, he plays Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh.
least he didn't ask me to bring his Xbox to the hospital.
He bought his licorice.
Yeah, he bought his licorice.
That was good. I like that.
Kept Mom going.
And Granny and Nene. I slept last night with the windows open. That one was open my kitchen one was open just a little bit. Not pretty chilly in here. It's down to 48 last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I walked out in my tank top and my sleep shorts to take this one. And we went for a midnight ride because somebody wouldn't sleep. And I was like, gah. And I turned on Todd's seat warm when he was mad because when he got in this morning, I forgot to shut it off. And he was like, my butt was toasty. And I was like, I'm fine.
What did you drop?
I don't know. I didn't even touch anything.
Something dropped.
I'll pick it up later. Where's everybody at?
I don't know. I think Brian had a funeral to go to.
Oh, no.
Or was that yesterday?
Oh,
His aunt passed away.
Oh. That's sad.
Yep.
Don't you laugh.
You see yourself? You see yourself?
Look, you're right there. I make it bigger for you. Dear, look at you. You're right there. You're a star.
A star is born. Oh, this one.
Oh, Todd's all for the Top Gun first birthday. He was like, I like that idea. I'm like, of course you do. Is that you? Is it a handsome little boy? Is that a naughty monkey?
A cheeky little monkey. It's a cheeky little monkey. It's a little monkey.
No, chipper out of you, or I'll take you to the mirror and show you what a monkey is.
So,
there's a new season of Call the Midwife, and I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to watch it.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Todd told me he won't watch it with me anymore because it's just depressing, and I was like, it's beautiful. He's like, no, it's just depressing, and I'm like, it's beautiful. There's some moments. I'm not gonna deny that. It's beautiful though. I mean, it was after the Blitz in England, though. It wasn't exactly a sunshiny time, but
Yeah.
now we're getting into the late 60s, early 70s. It's getting better. Things are moving in the right direction.
And where they were.
They were right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
In the East End on the docks.
Yeah.
That's where they were trying to bomb at.
Yep.
Trying to shut London down. Yeah, they're trying to take out the docks. And all those people down there are poor, and they ruined their housing and killed families and go bomb Buckingham Palace or something. They
War.
did do that too.
What is it good for?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, the Blitz, they were trying to knock out the docks and they killed hundreds and thousands of people. And what was that? That show starts in 53. How many years after the war, and they were still cleaning up blocks and blocks of houses that were knocked down, apartment buildings, flats. And then Naughton nuns. They were real. They weren't Naughtons. I can't remember who they were, but they were real nuns that came in and did medical because nobody else wanted to go into the East End and do it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was the Naughtons because Jenny, in her actual book, but there was a order of Anglican nuns that went in and did medical district and midwifery work because they were so poor and the national health wasn't established at that time, and people wouldn't go down and they couldn't afford to go to the hospitals and get treated. And they had a lot of maternal and birthing fatalities because neighbors would run in and helping them give birth and they didn't know how to cope with difficult labors. Call the midwife if anybody. It's also the name of the
Good
book.
show.
There's 3 books written by this nurse. She's awesome. Her last book, she goes into hospice care, though, and that was heartbreaking because it's the 50s. It's really sad what they didn't know and what they didn't do for people, but she helped shape hospice care and what it is today. Jennifer Phillips. She's an awesome nurse. She died.
Makes me think of Miss Linda. I don't know how she is. Pray for a local family here and a businessman. There was a big fire here Thursday, and it was above this guy's business, which he owned the whole building. And the family lived in the apartment above. They're just saying one. There's got to be more than. Maybe it's not. Maybe
That was
that's
that was that big old
huge-
apartment.
One family lived up there, 5 kids.
4.
4 kids, 2 adults. None of them were home. Nobody got hurt. Fireman went to the hospital. One fireman went to the hospital, but he was okay. And just pray for them. They lost everything. It was a big fire. It took hours to get, and we had like 10 different surrounding towns bringing water in. So it was bad. It
They
was a
called in my fire department.
big, yeah, it was a big fire.
Because I heard them leave before I fell asleep, and then Grandma took this one for an extended walk and everything else Thursday, so Mommy got some sleep, and I heard them leave before I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up until the afternoon, and
I was wondering why they didn't call my hometown, because they usually do, and maybe they were busy, or maybe everybody was at work. I don't.
yeah, because that's a volunteer.
Yeah, but so a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, I'm Sherman. I think they have I think Todd said they had 10 that are actual pay, and then everybody else is volunteer.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a big, and then, so it was 1 o'clock. I don't know what time the actual call came in, what time the actual fire was, but I was seeing updates on Facebook. So I was in doing my live, and then I got done at 1. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and get something to eat. So between 1 and 1:30, I kept hearing sirens. We live a half a block from the fire department, rural fire department here, and the ambulance. I kept hearing sirens going. I'm like, oh my gosh, are they still going up to that fire? And I'm like, why would they have sirens? And I'm like, well, they do have to go down a main, it's a bypass of 55 here in town. So I'm like, yeah, and as they just kept going, out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And somebody said on Facebook that they went down a main, it's called 5th Street, went down a main, it's a street, but it's one of the main streets, and people wasn't getting over for the emergency vehicles. They were all fire trucks bringing the water in. That was probably the best way to, that cat's been on the loose all weekend. Well, Wednesday and Thursday, had my windows open. I was saying, kitty, kitty, kitty. He was on their porch. That's Lucas.
I thought I heard a cat the other day when I was in the garage, and it was a squirrel. I swear, he was up he wasn't chippering at me. It sounded like a little kitten. I kept looking in the tree. I'm like, is there a cat in the tree? Because, I can get a ladder. And I'm like, where I live now is a very nice cul-de-sac community right outside of Springfield here. And I was like, if it's somebody's cat, I'll get it. It's, because heights don't bother me. No, it was a squirrel. It sounded just like a little like a little cat. And I saw him come down the tree, and he ran into another one to beat up another squirrel. But I was like, I swear, I thought that was a cat, and then I thought I was going crazy because I couldn't see a cat. And it wasn't clicking that it was the squirrel that was making noise at me, that was looking at me. I was like, chipper. No, it was a squirrel. It sounded just like a little cat, and I was freaking out. I was about to go get Todd and be like, Todd, get a ladder. I'll climb the tree and look if somebody's little cat, because there's not a lot of strays. Like I said, it's a nice cul-de-sac, suburby community.
That was Lucas.
Mr. Freaky Crystal Rock Collector needs to get his cat.
He lets it. It was over there this morning because I moved my car because I had parked where you're parked, and I had it close to the grass. And I'm like, well, I need to move it back so I can mow that grass. And I did. And I was like, he was looking at me, and I'm like, you're not getting in my car with you.
That's that ham radio.
Yeah. That
Whoosh.
guy that, rides that Jeep.
Uh-huh.
He's not very, he don't follow the road signs. There's several people here. Caitlin was talking about that old guy that drives that red truck. And it's not who I thought. It's different guy. I seen him go by today. He's like an old guy, and he's all hunched over. But she said she went around the other day, and he didn't stop. Oh, she was leaving here, and when you get to the stop sign, it's just like 50 yards from my trailer, maybe 100. She turned. You can turn left or right. She turned left, and he got to the stop sign up there at the mailboxes and didn't stop. Pulled out in front of her, and then the stop sign at Jefferson Street.
I always stop. At least I always stop here anyway, but Jefferson Street, because
Yeah.
people come ripping through there.
Yeah, they don't. Some people don't even stop. It's slow and go, and I'm like, no, it's not slow and go. That's a stop sign.
Yeah.
The people here are.
Special.
I'm sure it's not just here, but there's a lot. People don't stop. I always try to stop and do a 5 count because my cousin in Indiana, I know the different. Well, probably not, but she got stopped one night. She did a slow and go, and we were in the car with her. And the guy goes, "Oh, what's your
Hey,
hurry?
one of a kind.
Hey, one of a kind. How you doing?"
You left out somebody very important, the new star of the show. Mr. Maverick is here. He's enamored with the iPad right now. He can see himself.
So yeah, he said a 5 count: 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005.
That's you.
And cops here, they want to see the rollback. Stop, and then your car rolls back. Oh, Domino's.
He's
Never
been
seen.
busy. I saw him when I was coming into town.
Oh yeah, that is Chris, isn't it?
Mhm.
The red, yeah.
Yeah, I saw he was pulling out on, what's that? Right there by the graveyard as you're coming into town. Whatever that is, he was pulling out there when I was coming in.
He is the one we proclaim, admonishing and teaching everyone with all wisdom, so that we may present everyone fully mature in Christ. First Colossians 1:28. He says, "Hello, Maverick."
Hello. You're so tired.
So we're gonna do movie trivia or movie quotes, but there's only 3 in here.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go forward on me.
I had him laughing earlier. I got a good picture of him. He was laughing.
I was doing nom nom noms with him the other day, and he was
It's
laughing.
going good. I haven't did nothing all week. I've been on vacation from work, and I haven't done nothing all week. And today I started clearing off my table. And hey, yeah. Hey, Babble. Look at yourself. Look, you're on TV.
Naughty monkey.
Naughty monkey. Cheeky little monkey. Cheeky little monkey. A cheeky little monkey. I know. I know. Hi.
I should really label those, shouldn't
I know. Yeah. Are you going to smile at me? Are you going to smile like we did before? What was Nene saying before? I can't remember. It made you smile. You were just laughing. Yeah. You were laughing and smiling. I know. I know. How's your day been? Thank you for sharing me out. I'm eating hot dogs today. He just woke up. Okay, I haven't taken a nap yet today. I did. Did I take a nap yesterday? No. Because I went to my mom's and watched the ball game. Then I came home and I ate something. Then I watched TV. What day was it? I laid down. I was really tired. I laid down and I took a good old nap.
Thursday, his other grandma took Mavo for a very long walk, and Mom laid down and passed out until 1 o'clock. And the only reason that Grandma woke Mom up is because she didn't know how to make a bottle and he needed another bottle.
You hear somebody talking?
Is there Mama?
Is the mama talking? You hear mama? You don't want that little thing in your mouth.
He's good. He's
Okay.
with his dad this weekend.
Oops. I miss Henry. I don't get to see him very much. Next weekend we'll see him.
Yeah.
Next weekend is our church family fun day. It's bouncy houses and games and food and entertainment and everything's free.
Todd's excited because I was like, it's pretty much contained, so we can kind of let the boys loose. And he was like, oh, thank God. I was like, we'll get the wristbands. And I was like, and they can kind of go from bounce house to bounce house. And he was like, sweet. Yeah. We'll let your feral brothers loose. All 4 of them.
It's a nice family outing. Pastor Larry started it. How long has it been now?
I think we're working on 14 or 15 years.
Yeah, and he wanted to do it that because low income families can't afford tickets to Six Flags because they're about $30 a piece now.
And
I
nice
think
vacations to parks and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
like Wisconsin Dells is not too far from us, and
Holiday World and Six Flags.
yeah, Holiday World and Six Flags. We got a Six Flags up by Chicago and a Six Flags by St. Louis, and they're really fun. Back in high school, like I went with our special education class had a couple tickets, and me and my sister and her best friend went because her brother was in special ed class. I don't know why, but anyway, they had 3 or 4 tickets and we went with them. And then a couple of our class, not our class trip, but because my sister's class went down to Six Flags, and I think they went to a ball game, and they got in trouble because you only had to be 18 in St. Louis to drink, and a couple of them got beers, and they made nasty signs. They were putting them in the bus windows, and
It's always the few idiots that ruin it for everyone.
yeah, so we didn't even ask because you had to go in front of the board and ask the school board if you could go on a trip and everything. And I said, let's don't even do that. And they agreed. And I said, and I wasn't even the president. I said, let's get together like a year after we graduate or whatever. And guess what? We never did do that because people were in college and people got married and moved away. And
I haven't gone to any of my high school reunions because I don't care to. The ones I want to keep in touch with, I do. Everybody else, I don't really care.
I went to one and I was so disappointed because I just went to one, and it was everybody that lives around here, and like I can, if I want to go see them, I could, and like within 20 minutes I could see the people that I wanted to see, and I'm like, no, I want to see the ones that are. I have one. Oh, where does she live? Down south somewhere, and her husband's accountant, and they're always busy like around tax time, March, April, and that's when our class reunion. I should have went this year because it was our 40th. We've been out 40 years. I've been out of high school 40 years.
My 15 is coming up.
So,
My 10's already passed. I would have been 21, so yeah, my 15 is coming up. Oh, God, I'm old. I never think I'm old until stuff like that.
I mean,
Until I realized when you're going to graduate high school.
It is what it is. And I've lost, I know one classmate. He was murdered. He was a sheriff of a small county down in southern Illinois. And
Squirrel man.
he wasn't in my class. He
Oh.
was way older, not way older than me, but yeah.
I've lost quite a few classmates. Drugs.
Goodness sakes.
It's not your last bottle ever. You can slow down. I promise there is plenty more milkies. This is not the end. You will eat again. Have I ever let you go hungry? I might have made you wait.
Thumbs up, everybody, when you come in, please. I appreciate that.
You always eat like it's the last time you're ever going to eat.
Say hello when you come in the chat. We got a pretty cool movie quotes to go.
Yeah.
But Courtney thinks they're too easy, but we might do those. These that I got, I don't like them at all. Because some of the movies I did.
Not all of them were easy on my list, but some of them it was blatantly obvious what movie it came from. It's just, if you're gonna do movie quotes as like trivia, you can't pick like the standout.
These are not standout because I don't know a lot. I'm like, oh, I'll take this, and I don't know a lot of them. Some of these movies I never heard of.
Did you tell Nene that you burped in Mom's face the other day and almost made her?
Ew.
Because it stunk.
Yeah.
I was burping him, and he was right here on my shoulder, and I looked over to make sure he was okay, and he right in my face, and I'm like, it's not funny. Don't laugh at that. I'm not really hungry. If you were hungry, you'd be screaming for that. Don't laugh at me. That's not funny. You burp in Mommy's face. It's not funny. That's not funny.
Well, should we start some movie?
You want to do your list or mine?
We can start out on mine, I guess. Got some trivia in here. What's the heck?
Oh, so I collected my mail, and I got something from the child support courts, and I was like, oh, this is probably because, Zach hasn't gotten anything, but he knew I was on maternity leave, and he should have. No, it's paperwork for Maverick to take Todd to court for child support, because we're not married. And
Didn't you say they did that with Henry, though, too?
Yeah. Because I was looking at it, I was like, okay, how much do I owe, and like, when do they want, because and I happened to flip a page over, and it said Maverick A. Llewellyn, and I was like, what? And it was paperwork to send in to take Todd.
Did you?
I showed it, I was like, Todd, I was like, guess what? He was like, oh, great, how much is that? And I was like, it's paperwork for you. And he was like, for me? And I was like, yeah, so you can start paying me child support for your kid. And he was like, we live together. And I was like, but you should pay me child support because we're not married. And he was like, that's not happening.
He supports his child.
Yes, he does. Just went out and spent $56 on formula.
Unlike somebody else.
No, I have to support him now.
Which is crazy. That'll all be taken care of soon, won't it?
I hope so.
Any news on that?
No.
Should we wait till 5 or go ahead and start some questions?
I say we go ahead and start.
All right. I'll give you a hint right off the bat. This is an old movie. I'll tell you what year it's from. 1946.
Ooh.
But they ran this movie into the ground. They play it around Christmas time every year. I've been saving this money for a divorce if I ever get a husband. I don't know. I don't know where everybody's at. I put a thing up this morning, and then I put a thing up a little after 3 saying we start at 4.
This is my favorite Christmas movie. Not.
Courtney don't like this movie. I didn't used to like it because they played it every Christmas. But now I'm kind of nostalgic, and I kind of want to.
I don't know. I also haven't watched it in quite a few years, so I guess maybe if I watched it,
Yeah.
I might rekindle my nostalgia, but it's not one of my favorites.
Is it black and white?
Because the main actor in it drives me nuts. I cannot stand him.
Oh, I love him.
No, his foolish stuttering.
Well, that's part of his character. I've been saving this money for a divorce if I ever get a husband.
That's my new line.
I don't know who said that. They say who said, but they blocked out all the answers, and I said unblock them, and they did, but it printed out like that. So I had to go back and write all these. It took about 30, 40 minutes.
You got 1 more ounce in your Burpee, okay? Can you hang on till then?
That's a movie quote. What movie is that from? It's a quote from which movie? And these are romantic movie quotes.
That first one is a romantic movie?
No. Well, it could be. You only seen it. You haven't seen it in a while, so I guess it could be. But
My goodness, you just got milk everywhere. I'm surprised it's not in your ear again. Don't laugh. It's not funny. Stop it. Stop it.
Isn't it funny?
Stop it. And not funny. Don't smile either. Don't you dare smile. Don't do it.
Anybody know what movie that's from? Okay, I'll tell you. It's a Wonderful Life. And I don't know if she says that. She must have said that. I can't even remember who her name was.
Like I said, I haven't seen that movie in years now.
He makes funny sounds. All right, next one. If you're a bird and I'm a bird is a quote from which movie? This is
I
a
know
romantic
this movie.
Did you see the answer?
No.
Okay.
I know that quote.
Okay.
They're in the middle of a fight when he says it. It was just funny. She's trying to rush. What if I fuck with? What if
I'll give you a hint. It's from 2004.
this movie makes me
Hello,
cry.
Cindy. Me too.
It's one of those movies that no matter how many times you watch it, you cry.
Welcome in, Cindy Frey.
It's like Steel Magnolias.
I'm lost on those romantic movies. Courtney, you want to tell them?
The Notebook. Love that movie.
I love you now, and I'll love you forever. No goodbye. There's only love.
Oh, I know.
I don't think you know this one.
I can't think. I've heard it before, though.
I don't think you know this one.
Okay. Maybe I don't, but I know I've heard that quote before.
I love you now, and I'll love you forever. No goodbye. There's only love. Huh? And I don't call this a romantic film either. It's a thriller.
A romantic thriller. Oh.
I don't know. I've only seen, I don't know if I've seen all this movie or not. But it's not a romantic movie. I like rom-coms.
Me too.
Romantic comedies.
I like historical movies. I like classics.
This movie is from 2000. The Perfect Storm.
Oh,
Isn't that the one with,
George Clooney.
yeah, and Mark Wahlberg?
I think so. They're on the boat.
Yeah, and it's The Perfect Storm.
You know, all those thriller movies have the underlying, because Apollo and what was it, that Armageddon, they all have those underlining romance plots.
Here's another one. My experience, the prettier a girl is, the more nuts she is, which makes you insane, is a quote from which romantic movie?
I don't know.
1997. I don't think this is a romantic. Well, yeah, it is.
Well, can I have it so I can put it in your mouth? Did you stinky again?
In my experience, the prettier the girl is, the more nuts she is, which makes you insane. As good as it gets.
Oh, with not Nicolas Cage, Jack Nicholson,
Yeah,
and Helen Hunt.
Yep.
I hate that movie.
And the guy, Greg. No. Okay, one of a kind. I think he's an underrated actor. He's a good actor, but Greg Kinnear. Is it Kinnear? He played. Yeah, I think that's his name.
This was on the heels of Twister, and I was like, eh. Helen Hunt.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is a tale as old as time, Ulysses. Boy meets girl, boy falls for girl, girl goes into hypersleep.
Okay, so it's a space movie.
It's from 2019.
I feel like I know this one. No, I don't. The tale as old as time. And it's girl. Girl goes into hypersleep. Is it Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence? What is that one? No, because that's one like a thriller.
Wow, you said all these thriller movies. It is Rocket Man.
That's Elton John's movie.
That's what it said it came from. 2019?
Yeah.
Did that come out?
Right before quarantine. Did it come out in the middle of quarantine?
Okay, here's another one. Hey, Mom, how do you know when it's true love? Is the question from which romantic movie? Yeah, I thought I knew movies. I was thinking other day, a couple weeks ago.
2019.
I was thinking other day, I'm like, me and Courtney could go on for hours just quoting each other. Like, she would say something, and then I would say a line from the movie, and then we'd say, oh, that's from so-and-so, and that was such a good movie. And can everybody hear us okay? I guess you would tell us if you couldn't. That was from I Could Never Be Your Woman, 2007. Never heard of that movie.
Never heard of it either.
Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me? That's from an old movie, 1967. The year after I was born.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Good actor.
This next one, somebody's got to get this next one. Courtney will know it, but because I know it. It was like, when I first watched it, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and then see, they start repeating them. That was only one. Well, the next one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the 10th one they repeat. The 11th one they repeated. I was like, what? Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me? Is a quote from which romantic movie? Courtney?
The Graduate.
Who stars in that?
Dustin Hoffman.
I'll have what she's having is a quote from what movie?
Is that the next?
1989.
I'm not gonna say it then. I was about to spit it out.
Billy Crystal. Yeah, and then the rest of these, that's from the romantic movie. The rest of these are all repeats. See, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I don't know what happened. Maybe it got. This scene is funny.
Mine's on silence, but it had to be you.
Oh, it's mine.
Oh, okay.
When Harry met Sally.
Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan.
She's sitting there in that diner and she's like, I was like, what is she doing?
She's
And
baking.
Yep. The big O.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady goes, oh, that's what she's having.
Want to do something for my list?
Sure. Because these next ones are crime and thriller, and they're.
Okay, these are 100 quotes over 100 years. So the 100th. I'm king of the world.
Too easy.
It's from a 1997 movie. And a hint, James Cameron is the director.
Duh.
He's only had like 3 great movies anyway, so.
Oh, but he's an acclaimed director. We need to say it like they say it in the movie.
That'd be too easy.
Just monotone. No.
I'm the king of the world. The next one you couldn't, because it's a dead giveaway anyway, but.
I know. Oh.
This one is from Titanic.
And Leonardo DiCaprio says it. He's up on the bow of the Titanic. He goes, King of the world! Was he with?
No, that's when he's with Fabrizio when they first get on. Next one. If nobody gets this, I'll be highly disappointed. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. It's from a 1939 movie directed by Victor Fleming. This next one's easy too.
They used to run this in the ground too. Of course, I grew up when we only had 3 channels, and
this is one of my favorite movies, so.
It's a good one. Only I did get tired of it when I was watching Henry because we had to watch it every day.
How do you think I felt watching Jersey Boys? And well, I could never get tired of Great Balls of Fire.
But you didn't have to watch those every day.
Yeah, we had Monsters Inc., Jersey Boys, Great Balls of Fire on rotation every day.
Oh, I'm going to lay him down in the bed.
He's not quite out yet. He'll bless. This is from The Wizard of Oz.
The witch says it.
The next one. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Oh my God.
The director is Emile Ardalou.
Hey, Dimitri,
Big Meech.
get on in here, Big Meech. We're playing we're quoting the movies. And I have no idea where this came from.
Ooh, that's a heavy duty one. That's like a grill master one.
I think it came from Caitlin's room. It was on my table.
The quote is from 1987. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You know, you could go out there to where that was filmed, and
I want to so bad.
the lake is gone.
What's the point?
I guess they made the lake special for the movie. Like they flooded a part, and now it's not there because I watched the thing on it. And it's like, that was.
Okay, before I have to step away for a sec. That one is from Dirty Dancing. Do you want to go 97? What's the next one? I'm going to try it.
My mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you. It's from 1942. Directed by Michael Curtiz, Crutiz, Curtiz. Produced by Jack L. Warner and Hal B. Wallace. Starring James Cagney, Joan Leslie, and Walter Hudson. My mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you. See, my trivia. Why is that in red?
Did you click on it?
No. My trivia told who says it, but I can't see it because it's on my phone and I just wrote the answers down. They go see Pete.
Let's see, he's kind of.
You can tell him what that one is. Gosh, that's getting really.
Yeah, I know.
Oops, sorry.
I've only had it since 2020.
97.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I told him who the producer was and the actors. Oh, I remember this one.
This next one is one of my favorite movies. Snap Out of It from 1987. And the movie was directed by Norman Jewison.
Jewison.
And if I tell you who stars, I give it away.
Because she was only in a couple movies.
And if you don't know this movie, we can't be friends.
Did she say that?
Yes.
Okay.
When he's professing his love after they've copulated.
Snap out of it. After they fornicated. Fornication.
After the opera, though. $1987.
This makes me feel old.
Wasn't this one of his first movies? I mean, that wasn't his first movie, but it was one of his.
I don't know.
Oh, this next one.
Go ahead and tell it.
Moonstruck with Cher. And
Nicolas Cage. And who else?
Vincent Gardenia.
That was his brother. I can't remember.
Next one is from
Ah.
1989. I know exactly who says this, and it hurts. Carpe diem, seize the day, boys, and make your life extraordinary.
I had that one on here too.
Peter Weir is the director of this movie. I believe it won. Well, the main character, this was his first Oscar, but I know it was an Oscar-nominated movie. I can hear him in there making noise, but he's not crying. Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of that movie? Or that movie?
Yeah, that's a scary movie.
No, it's a thriller, crime thriller. That isn't a crime thriller, that movie.
No, there's no crime committed.
Neither is that. That isn't.
No, that's a romance.
And yeah, that's,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah. I don't know. I just click on the first ones and I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
This movie is Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams and Ethan Hawke
And Ben Affleck
Ugh.
and
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. I couldn't think of his name. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio, but I'm like, no, he wasn't in it.
There he is. Well, the next one's your favorite movie, so 94.
I feel the need for speed. I just watched that other day, Tuesday.
I went to the danger zone. Gonna take me right into the danger zone. Go say hello.
Director Tony Scott.
That's where you got your name from.
What? They don't even. Jerry Bruckheimer.
I know. I just realized that the other day when we watched it, and I was like, no wonder I like you because I like Bruckheimer. Yeah, we like Jerry Bruckheimer.
Excuse
He's a
me.
pretty stellar director.
Somebody gotta know this one. I feel the need for speed.
Because I was inverted.
I'm just gonna take a shower. No, you're not. I'm hungry. Isn't that what she says?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was late. Because he had to play volleyball in his
I mean-
jeans.
It's a pretty iconic scene.
I feel the need for speed.
Talk to me, Goose.
It says that in the second movie too.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Goose, you big stud. Take me to bed now or lose me forever. Show me the way home.
Ricky Bobby?
Okay, one of a kind. We're done. We can't be friends. This is... Nope. You're done. You're done.
Out.
Top Gun. Top Gun. Yeah, I've never heard of that movie. The next one. You can skip that and go to the one above it. You look out to the window. What do you see? Pretty fixated on you there, kid.
It's in the hole. That's from that movie.
Oh, see, I couldn't remember when you said it like that. Now I know who said it because I was reading it and I was like, I don't even remember who says that.
It's a Cinderella story. Out of nowhere, a former greenskeeper, now about to become master champion. It's like a Mirac.
Yeah,
It's in the hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. They do that. They have a. I don't know if I say that, it'll give it away. They have a outing up in Chicago, and Ozzie Guillen, and they say that. They said, "You're gonna go and you're gonna like it," and then they said, "It's in the hole."
I couldn't.
It's in the hole.
I don't know why it wasn't clicking who said that when he said it like that. I'm like, oh, now I know. I know that movie.
1980. It's in the hole. That was right on the.
That's another Kenny Loggins.
Hills. Yep.
I'm alright.
Shake and bake.
It's not Ricky Bobby.
It's in the hole. Very famous
I'm
actor.
alright. Nobody worried about
He hasn't done anything in a while though.
He's from Illinois.
It's from Illinois.
I took care of his cousin for a very long time until he passed away. And I
His
thought
initials are BM.
this old guy was messing with me until his daughter confirmed it one day, and I was like, "Can you tell your cousin to come visit you?" Because they were very close. Because when this person's father passed away, they moved on to my residence farm for a while. What, monkey? What? Do you want this?
I have created fire.
I know what movie that's from.
Me too.
I watched it like on repeat when I was in the hospital.
Caddyshack.
I'm alright. Nobody worry about me.
I don't know this one either. I mean, I heard of it, but
Yeah. Skip it if it's too obsolete.
everybody should get this one.
Bonus points if you can tell me which movie it came from, not just the franchise. What specific movie? Should I say it like?
Just say it. Just
A martini, shaken, not stirred. Which is disgusting because that's not how you make a proper martini. You jack it up when you shake it.
I don't like martinis.
I haven't watched a lot of Bar Rescue, so you're supposed to stir a martini. You only shake things with citrus in them because it extracts it mixes the citrus flavor. It disperses it. If you shake a martini, it makes it cloudy and it's gross. Martinis are supposed to be
Dirty
crystal clear.
martini.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be a dirty martini.
a true martini is supposed to be crystal clear. So if it's just,
What?
you're fired. So fired. I don't even like
Hey,
these
you
movies,
guys!
and I still know this movie. Not a big action person.
Fire. Oh yeah, we are behind. They have those t-shirts now and Temu. Hey, you guys!
Earl was watching Goonies the other day.
No, you're fired, Cece. Cold. He says this in all the movies, though. I don't know why they're.
I don't know. Maybe this is the first time he says it.
Maybe.
It's James Bond, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. 1964.
That was good old Sean Connery. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Oh, Sean Connery.
The Scotsman.
They wouldn't know that one. Say this like she does, Courtney.
What?
Can you do that one? Whoops, sorry.
I can't see it.
This is one of my favorite movies.
I can't remember. Listen to me, mister.
Listen to me, mister.
You're my knight in shining
That's
armor.
my shining armor.
Don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it.
You're going to come back on that horse, and I'm going to be right behind you, holding you tight, and away we're going to go.
That's probably one of her last movies. Elvis.
I could throw in some Elvis quotes, believe me.
I wasn't born yet. Dimitri says.
Some of my favorite
This is
movies
1981.
I wasn't born yet.
Oh, this is a tearjerker. It's good. I think the first time I seen it, we had.
I realize I've never seen this movie, but I've seen the play, so I guess I have seen it.
Oh, this is a good movie. Daphne Coleman.
I've never seen the movie. I've seen the play.
You've seen the movie, haven't you?
Mm-mm.
Jane Fonda.
I've never seen this movie.
Henry
I've seen
Fonda.
I've seen the
Katharine
play.
Hepburn. Medea.
Call the Popo. I don't care. Veer away. She do nail. I need mine done. There's your Medea quotes.
On Golden Pond, 1981.
That is a tearjerker, though. I think that's one of the few plays I actually went and cried. Toga, 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 toga.
What'd he do?
He's just like.
That's
Mom?
from a 1978 movie.
Ah! Can we dance with your dates? Sure.
John Belushi. Come on, Courtney.
Donald Sutherland
Young Donald Sutherland.
with no pants on.
Who's the girl?
She was in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of her name? Kevin Bacon. This is his first movie.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Not Blues Brothers.
No,
don't tempt me. I could throw some Blues Brothers in there.
Who's the guy? Is it Tim? Yeah, Tim Matheson. John Verman. John Landis directed this movie. They had to fly in. No, I'm not going to say that.
Karen Allen
Karen Allen.
is her name.
John Landis.
They had to fly in African American people because there were none in Eugene, Oregon, where they filmed this.
Can we dance with your dates?
Why, sure, fellas.
Boys in the Hood.
This is a classic.
Animal House. National Lampoon's Animal House. Yo,
Alligator!
Yo, Adrian.
Adrian!
Ghostbusters.
Again, these are good movies. I could throw in some quotes. The sewage lines are over there. I collect molded spore samples. You know, you really shouldn't go out with your TV on. And the neighbors were complaining, so I just turned mine up even louder so they'd think it was me. Don't cross the streams. Are you currently menstruating? What does that have to do with anything?
You would be surprised. Ricky Smiley. Rocky.
Rocky.
1976.
Sylvester Stallone gets better with age, by the way. I'm just saying, I'm rewatching Tulsa King because a new season comes out. And
He starred in that movie. He wrote that movie.
because that movie was about his life.
The critics always say, "You played a dumb blah, blah, blah," in that movie.
Because he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not stupid, but
Stryker, surely you're not serious. That's a funny movie.
don't call me Shirley. Well, stop eating it like it's the last bottle you're ever going to eat, kid.
Sylvester Stallone. Adrian, I love you.
Well, can I call my brother? Well, see, I don't get a telephone because I never needed one. You gotta get in touch with somebody. You just, hey!
And he was creeping her out when they were walking along the street. He was like walking her home, and she's like, "Yeah, who is this guy?" What movie is that from? Okay, I'll give you the cast: Robert Hayes, Julie Haggerty, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What was the old guy's name? Leslie Nielsen, and the other one, the one that said this quote. He was like an established actor by then.
Craig? What? No.
Airplane, 1980. Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal. I remember that. Stanley Kubrick directed and produced that movie, and he wrote it. Production company was Metro Goldwyn Mayer Inc. Oh, did I just X out of it?
Yeah. That's just the extended stats.
Exactly. Okay, we'll give you one. You guys got to get this one. If you don't get this one, we're not friends. You can unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hasta la vista, baby.
When are you going to finish it?
James Cameron directed this movie. And you got to tell me what year it's from. And it's a franchise movie, but you got to tell me which one it's from. Let me say that to all of them.
I think so.
26.
I know you're gonna be mad, but you gotta burp.
Geez, that just gives the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's a noise he was making the other night when he got gravy. Good job.
Whoa. Ah. I do.
I went to the danger zone.
Which Terminator, though? Very good. We have a winner.
Oh, we finally found one that one of a kind knows. Finally got a movie that one of a kind knows.
He's okay. He's a
Yes.
good burper.
If you're talking about the noises he makes, he drinks every bottle like it's the last time he's ever going to eat.
He makes little funny noises.
He acts like he's never going to eat again every time he eats. And I promise you, Mr. Chunky Butt over here, I'm pretty sure he's weighing close to 15 pounds now, is never starved.
Look, who is that?
Is he you?
All the Terminator movies. I agree. I think he says it in all of them. But this says Terminator 2 Judgment Day 1991.
So he has an appointment on the 20th, and we have a bet going how much he's going to weigh. I say 15. Todd thinks 18.
No wire hangers
Oh, Lord.
ever. No wire hangers ever. Oh, you guys will know that one and that one. He's not very friendly. The guy on the bike.
Well.
Big young mom. I've seen those before.
It's kind of cute, though.
Halloween for Halloween. What movie is that from?
I know.
I know. Do you know, Mappy? You will someday.
Oh, yes. Yes, you
Mommy Dearest.
Joan Crawford was a monster.
Fade down away.
But she was a great actress.
They're here.
1983.
2.
82.
Yes, one of a kind. Mommy Dearest.
Oh, you know that movie.
Craig T. Nelson. I forgot he was in that movie. Toby Harper directed that movie. Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall were the producers. The writer was Steven Spielberg, Michael Gracias, Mark Victor, and Steven Spielberg. Editor was Michael Kahn. Production company was MGM. Jo Beth Williams, Craig T. Nelson, and Bernice Straight was in this 1982 movie. They're here. I think I watched that. I didn't like those kind of movies, but I think I watched that whole movie.
I've seen this movie once.
Oh, Stanley Kubrick directed that movie. Next one.
Oh, which one? Oh, yeah.
Anybody got a guess for that one? Courtney,
Poltergeist.
you say this one.
Here's Johnny. Todd went to Cancun for dinner.
Is he bringing you leftovers?
Yeah, he's like, I'll bring you home some fajitas. I was like, thanks.
I want some too.
All the time I've been asking him to go to Cancun because it's my favorite Mexican restaurant. He never wants to go, and I'm not there, and he goes.
Nope.
Jack Nichols, Shelley Duvall.
Danny Lloyd. Stanley Kubrick directed it. Stanley Kubrick and Jane Harlan
It's got a set of creepy twins. Come play with us. For any of my Twister fans, this is the movie they were watching when the Twister comes through on the drive-thru.
And that quote is in that.
Yeah, the Twister comes through the movie screen right at this time, right at this.
1980.
They just recently made a sequel of it, and Ewan McGregor. Yes, one of a kind.
Whoop whoop. Out of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
You gotta say it right.
You say it.
All the gin joints and all the, what is it? Hold on.
Towns.
All the towns and all the world, she walks into mine.
That's a 1942 movie.
A grade A.
That was during the war.
Masterpiece.
During the war. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman and Paul Henrid.
You were just asleep. You were just asleep. Maverick. Alan.
You want to tell him that one, Courtney?
Casablanca.
1942.
I watched that movie in a cinematic. It was a speech thing we went to. It was down at Western. It was a day thing. We watched that movie.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. You talking to me? You talking to me?
Brian De Palma. 1983.
All I can think about is Dana Carvey doing his impression. A sweet potato. You want some stuffing, a sweet potato. And then you got the turkey. I like a sweet potato. Not the mashed potato, a sweet potato. Can you not, sir? Oh, you send me a picture of the menu. Thanks.
Joe, that reminded me of Joe Gatto. When he's throwing those potatoes off.
Scoopy potatoes. Scoopy potatoes.
I couldn't remember what he said.
A scoopy potato. A scoopy potatoes.
And they're going, what?
And he won that challenge. They're like, he cheated. I was like, no, he didn't.
And the whole family cracks up like,
Yeah. It's just a scoopy potatoes. I'm slapping the potatoes on the plate.
not even close to their plate, but
Just flinging potatoes everywhere. Just walking up to people, a scoopy potato. And that one guy, he walks up to him and the guy's like, and he's like, scoopy potatoes. I love that show. Oh, he's gonna bring me home a margarita too.
what?
Mama's getting lit tonight. Oh my gosh, he made me a rum and coke the other night, and I could smell it when he brought it to me, and I was like, you're not allowed to be the bartender anymore. He was like, what? I just put 2 shots in it, and it was like one of the whiskey glass that he brought it to me, and I'm like, Jesus.
Cheese and rice.
I'm like, sir, I wanted to drink, not to be intoxicated. I thought I was a bad bartender when I put 3 cups of vodka in a Cosmopolitan instead of 3 ounces.
That was funny. It's like, holy cow.
In my defense, I was freshly 21 and thought I could be an in-home bartender. Only if you want to not walk after a Cosmopolitan.
3 cups of vodka. When it called for 3 ounces.
I put 3 cups of vodka. Okay, we're done.
What one are we on? Say hello to my little friend.
Nobody knows that one? We're done. I'm leaving. I can't with you people.
What a dump.
Oh. It's from Scarface. So Al Pacino, say hello to my little friend.
As God is my witness, I'll never go hungry again.
Do,
Do, do, do, do. Gone with the Wind, 1939.
my favorite.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Put a bit of contender. I know that's not from the same movie. Ooh, Robert Duvall's in that movie.
We saw him.
We saw him in person.
He gave us dirty looks.
This is the mate from.
Days of Thunder.
I couldn't think of the movie. I could see him in the movie. It's the mate from Days of Thunder. It's like Tom Cruise.
I'm so glad I thought about that too. When he said that, I was like, Tom Cruise is here? Not that I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, but I still would have.
What year did we go out there?
2010.
He would have been looking scraggly.
Cruise or Duvall? Duvall wasn't looking too.
Well, both of them. He was.
That's when Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes were together and they were in the grips of Scientology.
Godfather Part 2, 1974. All right, let's get to some. There's no crying in baseball. Are you crying? Yeah. No. There's no crying in baseball.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
Hello, Maritza. How are you doing? We got about 90 minutes. Right, we start, yeah.
Mommy.
This movie was from 1992. Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball.
No, 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 no.
Bonus points if you can tell me who said that line.
I can't. I can tell you who said it too.
I can't remember. I see her face. And he goes, "Are you crying?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "There's no crying in baseball." Welcome in, Maritza.
Join us in our craziness.
We're doing movie quotes tonight. Nobody can get these. I can't believe it. Penny Marshall directed this movie.
Mhm.
Her daddy wrote it, didn't he? No. It doesn't give him credit for writing it.
I can't remember who wrote it. I think it. Well, I know it came from a book.
Robert Greenhut produced it, and Elliot Abbott and Penny Marshall produced it.
Madonna's in this movie.
Madonna's in this movie. Rosie O'Donnell's
O'Donnell.
in this movie. Gina Davis is in this movie.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is in this movie. It's a good one.
Tom Hanks plays a drunk.
Front coach. Yes!
And you got the character.
Whoop, whoop.
Do you have to look it up? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball.
You had me at hello.
Oh, Jesus.
1996. You had me at hello.
Another Tom Cruise.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Renee Zellweger.
Show me the money. That's in this movie.
I know.
Show me the money. Show me the money. You're so tired. You just need to go night-night. I know. It's so hard. Your life is so hard, little boy. I am the problem.
Listen to this Miles Davis tape. I was in that movie.
I know.
They listing that as a romantic comedy. Cameron Crowe directed this movie. He wrote it too. TriStar Pictures was a production company. 15 more minutes. Then we're off the YouTube streets. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. Pizza? Pizza again?
I'm getting fajitas.
Lucky.
Pair with Huggies wipes for extra savings? No, because your diapers are terrible.
And we wore Huggies.
I know. That one can't though.
I should donate these. No, I should sell them. That's what I should do.
It's like a $50 box right there.
I know. Sell them for $40 on Facebook Marketplace.
You could save them because he might grow out of that. It might have just been.
Jimmy Dugan. We have some Dugans. I used to
come
work
out,
with
I
Dugan.
smile, I wave my little hat.
Pat and Ron and Zach sang the 7th inning stretch today in the ball game.
Mm.
And he said Pat remembers Harry Carey. Well, so does Ron. Well, I don't know if Zach's younger, but anyway, Ron remembered because Ron's my age. Ron Coomer. And he said, Pat said, you know, because they asked him a couple times, he goes, they come up to me in the 3rd inning and say, hey, Pat, you want to sing the 7th inning stretch? And he goes, okay, who canceled? Who didn't show up? So he said Harry Carey gave him one thing advice, said, if you forget the words, just wave the microphone to the crowd and they'll sing it for you.
Who forgets the word?
That's what Harry Carey did because he was drunk half the time. Hi, Chicago. Let me hear ya.
He was drinking an ice cold Budweiser.
Yeah, because Budweiser was their sponsor back then.
If the moon was made of spare ribs, would you eat it then?
What? Here, Bill, this bud's for you. Thank you, Harry. 1986, when they first turned on the lights at Wrigley. I never thought I'd live to see the day. That quote is from Jerry Maguire, 1976. 76. Houston, we have a problem. It's another Tom Hanks movie. Kevin Bacon and Bill Paxton.
Oh my God, Bill Paxton.
Oh, yeah. Ron Howard directed this movie.
I knew that.
Image Entertainment, Universal Pictures was a production company.
Ron Howard also directed How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And his daughter is the redhead from Jurassic World.
Ron Howard?
Yeah. His daughter, Billy, is the redhead from
That falls in love with Chris Pratt.
Yep. That's his daughter.
Nice.
She also plays Miss Hilly from The Hill.
Mm-hmm. What's her name?
Billy Dean Howard.
Why do you have to have a cinematographer?
That's the person who runs the camera.
Mm.
They usually go to school for that. Don't know why, it's just camera angles.
Get the best angle on
I
that.
took that cinematography class at that one seminar we went to.
Houston, we have a problem.
It's called a trash can, not a trash cannot. Are you a Mexican or Mexican?
Nature calls once again. All the water I'm drinking. But that's good for me. I drank almost 60 ounces today.
Nice job, Mom.
Anybody got any answers?
Nope.
Go ahead and tell them.
Houston, we have a problem is from Apollo 13.
This is yours.
Moo.
Take it.
She's sending me home with goodies.
I'm back.
I'm back. Back in the saddle again.
I'm back. Back in the saddle again.
Let's see.
A dirty snowman cocktail.
If you build it, he will come.
Kevin Costner. Costner.
Amy Madigan, James Earl Jones.
If y'all like Costner, I cannot recommend Horizon because it's not for the weak.
Six more minutes.
Oh, Jessica wants to sit with us tomorrow if she comes to church, and I told her she could.
She's gonna bring her man
No,
from South Carolina.
no.
Gigi Bun.
Mm-hmm. It's on a cat.
Hello? Is anybody out there?
Some things are better left unsaid, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyway. Hello? May I come into the out now?
Where are you putting those hearts?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, party. It smells like tequila and bad decisions out today.
If you build it, he will come is from the Field of Dreams, 1989. You're going to need a bigger boat. Hey, Tuber Chat!
Hi!
Welcome in. We're playing a little movie quotes, trying to guess the movie that we're quoting. We got about 3 more minutes. Thank you. Oh, hey, I forgot. I'm on Patreon now. So go there and check me out. It's the same, my same Colleen C _2 Serendipity.
You have a Patreon?
I have a Patreon now, and I don't have anything posted yet, but I gotta figure it all out and research it a little bit more. But I got a Patreon last night.
You sell subscriptions.
Yep. That'll be later on down the road. You're gonna need a bigger boat is the quote. It's from a 1975 movie. I'll give you a secondary actor, Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, Dreyfuss.
Steven Spielberg directed this movie. All right, that is from Jaws, 1975. You're gonna need a bigger boat. So we're gonna say adios, amigos. Thanks for everybody coming in. Thanks for those thumbs up. That I really appreciate. That helps my channel out. Helps it pushes it out there in YouTube.
Give this a heart.
Helps it push it out there in YouTube land and get more coming in. If we had more in here, this would be a hopping live. So invite your friends. We go live every Saturday. I'm not going to say, I don't know if we'll go live tomorrow, next Saturday. Sorry, the 14th. Our church hosts it's called Family Fun Day, and it's free for everybody. And I'm not signed up to help with any of it. It's all volunteer, but I'll probably go and enjoy the grandkids and probably get some food and enjoy the entertainment. We always have awesome entertainment. Free. Everything's free. So we've been on 2 hours now. So thanks everybody. Have a blessed week. Go to church of your choice tomorrow, and maybe we'll see you next Saturday. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.